Hey, what's up, guys? It's Double D from the Entitled Millennials podcast, and I just wanted to make a quick video thanking all of you guys who stepped up and became patrons. Seriously, guys, that means so much. Johnny and I have put in so much work over, I guess it'll be coming up on a year here pretty soon. Just endless amounts of hours, posting videos, learning about stuff, trying to get subscribers, editing videos, the whole 9 yards. And, because of you guys, we just hit our first goal of making over $100 a month doing this whole thing. And, when I put up my first piece of like poetry and flash fiction and stuff on my Patreon, I guess it's almost been 2 or 3 years ago now when I first did that. I had no idea I was going to do a podcast. I had no idea at all of, how any of this worked. I had no idea how to build a audience or how to market my content. And, I put it up there just kind of thinking it would take off. And, well, it doesn't work that way. Same thing with the podcast. I had no idea what I was getting into. I had no idea how to use this equipment at all. I just kind of jumped in and, I told Johnny, we talked about doing a podcast for a while. I was like, we talked about how much fun would that be, crack jokes and talk politics and current events and stuff. And one day I was just like sitting there and I was like, hey, I came into some money when my grandma passed away and I was like, hey, I'm going to go buy that podcast equipment. And Johnny was just like, all right. And I got it, and I had no idea how to set it up. I had no idea how to upload a YouTube video. I had no idea of anything. And now here we are, a few years since I started writing and posting on Patreon, and almost a year now since our first YouTube video. And, we're at 650 subscribers, still really small, I know, but it's a far cry from when we had 0, right? And, now we have 16 patrons at $100 a month now. And guys, I can't stress to you enough, like, how much that means to me. Like, it's more than just about money. It's you guys telling me and it's you guys telling Johnny that you appreciate what we do, that you think what we do has value, that you think that my writing has value. And any of you that are artists or creators of any kind, I'm sure you know how it feels sometimes to beat yourself up over your work or feel like it's not good enough or feel like maybe I should just quit and get a regular job and, stop believing in this pipe dream. So all those patronage, all you new patrons, be it $3, $6, $10, thank you so much, guys. It means a lot. And I just want you to know, like, this is only the beginning. Like, this is $100 a month. Between this, the patrons, getting us sponsors, hopefully, Johnny and I will be able to do this. This is all, like, it compounds itself like a snowball. The more money we make from the Patreon and from sponsorships and stuff, the more we can work less at our regular jobs, the more we can create content for you guys. The more the community grows, the more money we have coming in, and it just compounds and rolls down a hill like a snowball until one day, we'll wake up and we'll be like, hey, we don't need to go to work anymore. And we'll call in and be like, hey, fuck you guys. I don't need this job anymore. So, it's a vision of hope, making this $100 a month like that. It's a vision of hope of what can be the future if we keep working hard. We've come a long way in a year. We've learned a fuck ton. I cannot tell you how much I've learned. And I've met so many awesome people. So not just thank you to our patrons, but thank you to all of our subscribers, all of our regular watchers. I'll list a few of you guys off. I'm sure I'll forget some of you, and I'm sorry about that. There's so many of you. The Underdog, Granny Sweet, Laura, Eric, God, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I should have made a list. I wanted to list all of you off, but you guys know who you are, that comment regularly, that like every single video, watch every single video from beginning to end. And definitely a special shout out to our newest patrons, Paul Barathan, Chrissy O'Damon, Eric Moyer, I believe, Paige Slayton, Matt Ochiltree, and thank you guys so much. Like, you pushed us over that edge, and you are what, that just made such a big difference in my life and my perspective, and made me feel hopeful. And thank you to all of our longtime patrons as well. Again, I'm sure I'll forget some of you, but JD, Jordan True, just everybody, guys. My aunt Shauna, even, she was probably my very first one. Donna Gibbons, and thank you to my girlfriend Shannon Gibbons for sticking with me through a lot of bullshit, but also believing in me and giving me the time that I need to do the work on top of trying to raise a daughter and work full time and stuff. So thank you to everybody that's been supporting this show. And I know we're still small, and I know $100 isn't like a lot of money, but it's a big milestone to me, guys. And for those of you who don't know, I've been going around messaging some people, talking to subscribers about becoming a patron for as little as $3. And the reason why I'm doing that is Johnny and I have committed to doing patron exclusive episodes of the Entitled Millennials podcast, on top of all my poetry, flash fiction, and writing that's on the Patreon already and will continue to be released. Now we're going to try to do twice a month. We'll be releasing patron exclusive episodes. And sometimes these might take the shape of how the regular show does, kind of bouncing around, but with the patron episodes, we really want to go full bore and do a show that's more guided, that gives you something that's worth your dollar value. We want to deep dive into a certain political issue and have a discussion for an hour about that. We want to have guests on there. We'll do some for free on the YouTube as well. But we just want to take an issue or a concept or a theory or whatever it is, and just really try to focus on that for an hour. And our first episode that's going to be coming out, our first patron exclusive episode, is all about like MK Ultra, the psychedelic mind control experiments that the United States government was doing in the 60s and 70s. But it's really going to be more, it's going to be about more than just that. It's going to it's going to get a little conspiratorial, but we're just speculating. We're just trying to conversate, but it's going to get into how like the MK Ultra project is like still around, and Operation Paperclip and Operation Mockingbird, and how these things like have influence in Hollywood and in the mass media that we watch today. So it's going to be our first shot at it, and we're going to give it a good try and try to produce a good show for all you guys that are paying to watch it. So yeah, that's our big announcement, is we're going to start doing these regular patron exclusive episodes, and our first one's going to be coming out really soon. Guys, you can become a patron for as little as $3 a day. At $3, you can read all my poetry. There's a shit ton of it on there. Some of it's really gritty and visceral, working class stuff. But then you'll also gain access to all those exclusive patron episodes, all right? And I know times are hard for a lot of us right now, what with quarantine, a lot of us being out of work. But this is my pitch that I say on every single episode of the podcast. It's $3 is less than what you spend on a cup of coffee every single day at Starbucks or wherever you go. And it's just for the month. And I cannot tell you how much of a difference it makes, how much more gumph it gives us. Because here's the thing, it's not just you giving $3. I've said this before, but literally if every single one of my friends or regular watchers of the show became a patron for $3, I could quit my job tomorrow and do what I want to do for a living, like full time. Just no ifs, ands, or buts. So, if you want to check out those new patron exclusive episodes that are going to be coming out, if you want to take the next step and support the podcast on a financial level, guys, it would mean the world to Johnny and I. And I'll quit rambling here and I'll end this video. But again, thank you to all of our subscribers. Thank you to everybody who has supported us from day one. And thank you so much to our patrons. You guys are what is going to make this dream a reality. So with that, guys, we'll be doing another free episode for YouTube here today. We're going to record, and I'll have that uploaded in the next few days. And we're also tomorrow going to be recording that first patron exclusive episode. So if you want to check that out, I hope to see you guys on the Patreon. All right, take it easy now. Bye.
better time it might.